One Piece film Red, out in theaters, new anime film from the One Piece franchise, a beloved and long-running manga and anime series from Japan. This is apparently the 15th film in the franchise, but much like the rest of them, it's technically non-canon. What that means is that it doesn't actually fit with the events of the manga. You shouldn't treat any of the events of any of those movies as something that actually happened in the continuity, but more like a made-up side adventure. But these films do sometimes contain small pieces of background lore about the world or the characters, or some small elements of information about powers or designs that are actually canon and can show up in the film sometimes before they are revealed in the manga or anime. In any case, absolutely not required viewing, even for fans of manga and anime. And as a result, I have never seen one of those before until now. I saw this one was actually releasing in Polish theaters, and I thought, why not go check it out? I've been a regular fan of One Piece for over a decade now, this might be fun. Well, I was kind of disappointed. I certainly didn't have as much fun as I expected to, even though there were some things which I enjoyed. Unfortunately, there were many more that I didn't. Plot centers around the character of Uta, who has been introduced in several non-canon anime flashback episodes a while back. She was the daughter of Shanks, a little older than Luffy, being his childhood friend, before disappearing forever when she didn't return from one of the pirate trips. Now she suddenly resurfaces as the world's most famous singer. She's hosting a huge show on an abandoned island that was reportedly sacked by pirates many years ago. Luffy and the crew go to the show, so do a number of other familiar characters, and then it turns out that Uta wants to use her music to give people pleasure, to make them nice, to make them enjoy lives. Which sounds okay, until it turns out she wants to use her mysterious powers to make the concert go on forever, making people forget about their real lives and instead live out this fantasy utopia where music is nice and nobody ever gets hurt. And that of course quickly turns into something pretty sinister and terrifying, and the main characters have to stop Uta before she traps everyone else forever. So let's start with the bad stuff. First of all, why the hell was the movie so loud? I mean, I go to a movie theater several times a week, and I can confidently say that this film was about twice as loud as all the others. It definitely wasn't the case of the theater, it was the case of the film. The volume is just too damn high, and when you combine it with the fact that it is a musical, so loud music on top of the general loudness, and the sometimes unpleasantly pitched character voices, it was almost torture to my ears. Be advised then that if you have sensitive hearing and want to go check it out in theaters, consider wearing earplugs, just like you would to a concert. Secondly, I have to say I didn't like the visuals as much. As much as some of the animations, especially in the fight scenes, are good, I think that the movie is largely overloaded with colorful visual effects, just a non-stop chaotic sort of clutter on screen, which makes it difficult to figure out what's actually going on. And thirdly, I thought that the plot itself wasn't particularly strong. I mean, it was serviceable, but also kind of predictable. It kind of followed the familiar formula of One Piece arcs, which is that, we meet some new characters, there's a bit of goofing around, we get some exposition, then we learn something more, and then there's a big fight sequence at the end where everyone gets to shine. I also think that the way it introduces so many characters from the various arcs of the manga just sort of felt like nonsense fan service. Some of those characters just have no place in the film. Now, I do think that there are some enjoyable elements. I liked the way Shanks and his crew fit into the story, and the whole final boss fight sequence was very fun to watch and kind of a cool concept. I enjoyed the humor, which is very typically One Piece humor, and surprisingly I liked the songs as well, which I didn't expect I would. I also thought Uta's character design was pretty good, and her powers were fairly interesting, even if slightly overloaded. So all said and done, I think there are some good things in the film, and it can be enjoyed, but as a whole, for me at least, it was just a bit too messy, and I was too bothered by the loud sound and by the overstuffed visuals to really enjoy the things that I liked very much. I think I'll just stick with the regular anime for now.